Hi everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is a 15-minute yoga daily routine that you can do to stretch out and move the whole body so you can feel rejuvenated and energized as you move through your day. Let's start in a seated position on the mat. Hands can come to your palms and let's just start and take a few deep breaths. Focus only on what's happening on the mat. And if you want to, go ahead and bring your left hand to your heart and the right hand to the lower belly. And let's connect to our breath. Take a deep inhale. And exhale, release any tension you're holding. Relax the forehead, the jaw, drop your shoulders. Relax into the present moment. And before we get started on today's routine, take a moment of gratitude for your body and this time that you've carved out for yourself. And let's get started. Taking the right palm down to the mat and lifting the left arm overhead to give yourself a nice side stretch. Take a deep inhale. And exhale, come back to center and go for the other side. Left hand comes to the mat and right arm stretches overhead. Take a deep inhale. And exhale, come back to center. Now let's go for some seated cat-cows. So pushing the belly, chest forward and arching the spine. And then move through into cat position, pushing the spine into an arch. Move through a couple of these, taking a deep inhale and exhale as we arch the back. Go for a few circles here, from left to right and front and back. Hands can stay on the knees and take a lovely deep inhale. Change direction and exhale. Now extending your right leg out to the top right corner of the mat. Adjust your sit bones and let's stretch the arms up overhead, and we're going to go for a forward fold over the right leg. Touch the feet if you can. If not, hands can come to the mat or your shins, wherever feels comfortable for you. Take a lovely deep inhale in this position. Try to keep a straight spine. And exhale, come back up to center and go for the left leg. Extend the left leg out in front towards the top left side of the mat. Straighten the spine, lift the arms and fold forward. Take a lovely deep inhale and exhale. Slowly come back up to center. And in your own way, come through tabletop position on your hands and knees. Extend the knees as wide as the mat and we'll sit back into a wide leg child's pose. So relax the front of your body forward on the mat. Forehead can come to the mat if that feels comfortable for you. Legs are wide. Take a lovely deep inhale and exhale. Let's slowly come up into tabletop position. And we'll move through into our first child's pose. So push up through the arms and legs. Palms and feet face forward. Spine is straight and lift the hips towards the sky. Pedal out the feet. Do any movement here that feels good for your body so you can warm up into this flow. Take a deep inhale. And exhale, slowly make your way to the top of the mat through a little walk or a jump if that is in your practice. And we'll come to a forward fold and slowly in your own way roll the body up through the spine to mountain pose. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Palms face forward. Now let's go ahead and lift the palms overhead and drop down to forward fold. Lift up to halfway lift. Place the palms either side of the feet and step back into a high plank. Lower your knees and feet and lower the belly and chest slowly. Come up to cobra. Lower back down, push up through high plank or onto your knees and back into downward facing dog. Take a lovely inhale and exhale. And let's go ahead and walk to the top of the mat, coming into halfway lift and drop down to forward folds. Lift the arms overhead slowly and drop the hands back down to the sides. Let's go again. Lift the arms overhead, palms touch. Drop down to forward folds. Lift up to halfway lift. Palms plant on the mat. Step back to your high plank. And slowly lower down in your own way. Either come to the knees or chaturanga into cobra or upward facing dog. Come into your downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. Again, slowly walk to the top of the mat and we'll go for our final round of sun salutations. Drop down to forward fold and lift up all the way. Palms touch overhead and come back down to our sides. Let's go for our final round. Palms touch overhead. Fold forward into our forward fold. Lift the head into our halfway lift. Plant the palms and step back into high plank. Lower in your own way and come to either upward facing dog or cobra before pushing up through high plank into downward facing dog. And now we'll go for a warrior one. So left foot is planted at the back of the mat on a 45-degree angle and palms raised overhead. Step back into your high plank and lower again down to the mat before pushing back through into upward facing dog. Take a lovely deep breath here. Calm the body and in your own time, walk back to the top of the mat. We'll come into a halfway lift before standing up straight, palms reaching overhead and arms come back to the sides. Let's go for the final round. Arms lift overhead, palms touch. Fold back down to forward fold and lift up to halfway lift. Plant the palms and step back to our high plank before lowering down in our own way, either come into cobra or upward facing dog. Take a deep breath and on the exhale push up to downward facing dog, and let's move through warrior one on our right foot. So left foot is planted and left knee bent, right foot is on that 45-degree angle and arms raised overhead. Let's plant the palms again, move through our high plank and lower to the mat. Come up to upward facing dog or cobra before pushing back through our downward dog. Take a lovely deep inhale here. Take a moment to rest. And let's go ahead and walk back to the top of the mat. Halfway lift before coming into forward fold. Inhale, raise hands over the head, palms touch, and drop the hands down to the sides. Lovely. Now let's go ahead and step to the middle of our mats. Feet touch, and we'll go for a tree pose. Hands are on the hips. Take the right leg and slowly begin to peel the right foot off the floor. With a bent knee, your foot can either come to your shin, knee, or inner thigh of your left leg. Once you feel comfortable and balanced, you can go ahead and raise hands over the head. Take a moment here to take a lovely deep inhale, balance yourself. And exhale, palms come to touch and lower at heart center. Drop the foot and give it a shake out. And now let's go for the other side. So planting the right foot on the mat, let's lift the left leg off the mat slowly. Place it where it feels comfortable, again on the shin, knee or thigh. And arms raised overhead in our tree pose. Take a lovely deep inhale. And exhale. If you fall, it's fine. Slowly center yourself, come back to being balanced, and release the foot, meet me back on the mat. Now let's widen our stance to slightly wider than hip width apart. Feet are pointed towards either corner of the mat in front of you, and we'll drop down into a yogi squat. Use the elbows to push the knees outward. Palms can come together, and let's just have a little rock from side to side and open up the hips. Take a lovely deep inhale and exhale. Slowly come down to sit on the mat, cross the legs. Palms can stay on the knees, or again bring your left palm to the heart and right palm to the lower belly. And we'll take a few lovely deep breaths here. Set an intention for the rest of your day. Find gratitude for the practice your body just worked through. Remember to come back to your breath throughout the rest of the day, whenever you feel you need it most. Inhale and exhale. Palms can come together and give yourself a quick bow of gratitude for carving this time out for yourself from your busy day. And thank you so much for joining me. Have a great day. Bye.